Good morning, everyone. It's Sal Stretford Post. How you doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. I'm back. Sorry about last night, guys. Was caught up very busy and I couldn't catch up with you guys. So you know what? Today is the day anyway. It is match day. Apparently, it's match day. Apparently, the game might get called off. There is snow in Liverpool, of course, guys. There is snow all over Liverpool. Is it snow or is it another substance? I don't know, but I don't know what they do up there in Liverpool. But at the end of the day, the game could be called off. It could be. At the end of the day, there is pictures creeping in of Liverpool right now. Isn't it an excuse for Liverpool? But here is Liverpool right now. This is what Liverpool looks like right now, guys. This is what Liverpool looks like right now. Lots of snow. I mean, I think it's snow anyway. I mean, it might be, but you know what? That is Liverpool right now, guys. Will the game be called off? Bloody hell. What do you make of it? Would you like the game to be called off? I mean, look, I'm ready for this game. I've been preparing this game for weeks now, and I really want Man United to play this game because I feel like we're ready for the game now. We just need to get this game over and done with, to be honest. We don't want to fix the backlog, of course, guys. Man United at Old Trafford never gets called off. But Liverpool, they don't seem to have the technology that Old Trafford has, despite how old and crusting Old Trafford is at the moment. It seems like they don't have the technology that we have, which is pretty strange, as they apparently upgraded their system and their stadium not so long ago. So, you know what? We'll see what happens. We'll be keeping you guys up to date in regards to the news, in regards to will the game be called off, will the game start, whatever happens, guys. We will be here to bring you the news live, of course, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. Please don't forget to smash a like on the video if you guys can do that. Let's get into some of your comments, guys. Absolutely. Yeah, big up everyone who's joined me this morning. It is Sunday, of course, guys. It is a Sunday. It's a Sunday after morning, of course, where I am. And you know what? Got up in the morning. I thought, you know what? It is match day. I'm going to try and be a little bit more positive today. I'm going to try and see that, we're going to try and build up to the game, get the vibes up, get the energy up for the game, of course, because that is what it's all about at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Just believing that we can do it. If the game goes ahead, believing we can do it. But at the same time, I'm thinking, you know what? There is snow on the pitch. So, you know what? There is snow on the pitch. So, will that be damaging for Manchester United if the game goes ahead? Do Man United like snow? I don't know with these bunch of players. Do you know what I mean? I'm not too sure with these bunch of players if these players have it in them to play with ice and snow. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, So look, I hope it goes ahead, and I hope the game does, finish today, and I hope Man United get a result. That's all I care about today. I don't want to be waiting another week for a game, and yeah, I mean, bittersweet, isn't it? We might have some training sessions, won't we? You know what I mean? Get the team used to the formation and the tactics and stuff like that. Now, guys, other news coming out of Manchester United in regards to Ruben Amorim and transfers. Ruben Amorim is desperate to sign a couple of his ex-employees from Sporting Lisbon. One of those employees is Gonçalo Ignacio. Of course, this Gonçalo Ignacio is a popular name on this show, of course. He is a 23-year-old Portuguese international, left-sided centre-back. He would fetch around 45 million euros, though. This is the problem with it. I know that's not an astronomical amount of money, but he has stated that he wants to come to Manchester United to join up with Ruben Amorim. Now, you know what? I like Ignacio. He looks like a good player, 23 years old. A kind of player that we need at the end of the day. And looking at the way Licha Martinez has been playing over this last year or so, I mean, I don't think it would be a bad idea to bring in an Ignacio to Man United. I think he will be brilliant at Man United. Although, can we pick up defenders cheaper than Ignacio? Can we, get a player from South America or something that is going to be there? But that does represent a risk. With Ignacio, of course, he's played under Ruben Amorim and very successful under Ruben Amorim. And I do feel like if Ruben Amorim's going to implement his system correctly, it's a bit like what Jose Mourinho did when he went to Chelsea. He brought in a few of these Portuguese players, isn't it, from Porto, didn't he? So I think that maybe Ruben Amorim needs to do this. Maybe Ruben Amorim needs to bring in at least a couple of his own players into this side, of course, guys. And that's one thing I would say. Good player, very good player. 12 caps, 2 goals. You know what? I would get him. I would get him. I would, because we need a left-sided centre-back. We need someone to keep Licha Martinez on his toes. Licha Martinez, I don't know what's happened to him this season. I don't know what's happened to him. over the last 12 months. But you know what? He did pick up a lot of injuries, and maybe that has hampered his performances. Maybe the sacking of Erik ten Hag hampered the performances as well. Who knows? Who knows? Of course. Let's get through some of your comments, guys. Good morning, Randy. What's going on, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the stream. Big up Dark Row, of course. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much, Rasta. Bless up, my friend. Hope you're doing good, brother. Hope you're good, mate. Absolutely. I hope they postpone so we can get new signings in now. You know what, Randy? You know what? I hate this Liverpool game at Anfield. I really want this Liverpool game to go away. I want Man United to play it and leave. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, I don't know what I would say if the game was cancelled. It's just more anxiety, isn't it? All right, look, cancel the game, right? Cancel the game and move the game to May. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Can we play the Ipswich game today? Do you know what I mean? Can we play the Southampton game today? Can we move the Liverpool game all the way up until May? Can we do that? That would be great, wouldn't it? Innit? So goals for George, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Around 15 to 30 centimetres in Yorkshire. As long as it's commuting and the pitch is fine, it may happen. But either way, what will be. Just tired of being stuck on the 14th for months. Yeah, you know, that's why I said, put the Ipswich game today. We'll play Ipswich today. We'll play Southampton today. That would be nice. At the end of the day, look, you know what? I want the game to be over. I want to play the game. And I feel like, you know what? I just got a feeling today. I got this feeling today, guys, that something could happen today. You know, something could happen today. And I feel like Man United can do something today and magical. And that would be brilliant, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? That's why I want. Sal, who has been more stubborn? Erik ten Hag or Amorim? I think both Erik ten Hag, to be honest with you. Erik ten Hag. Because Ruben Amorim is consistently swapping his tactics over, his team over. He's playing different players every single week. You know, the only thing I would say that Ruben Amorim is stubborn about is obviously the Dalot and Bruno situation, of course, continuously playing them. But other than that, he has been fair with other players. I do believe that Dalot needs to be dropped. I don't think Dalot should be playing for Manchester United. I don't think he's up to the standard of Manchester United, if I'm being honest with you. But you know what? In regards to Erik ten Hag, he was crazily stubborn, wasn't he, at the end of the day? But you know what? I just say, like, I like a manager. All managers are stubborn. I mean, Arteta is stubborn. You know, it's just the way they are. The problem is that when you're not getting results, it gets highlighted, doesn't it? That, you know what, you know, you're too stubborn. You're being unfair on players and blah, blah, blah. And you know, I would say that managers should be stubborn and a manager should stick by his guns. As I said, I've always said it. You know what? Success isn't in the compromise. And you have to believe in your philosophy. And the philosophy will work. It's just, unfortunately, we don't have the set of players to do it. Good morning, Easton. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Of course, I'm scared of this game. You know what? Scared. I mean, I'm anxious more. You know, I don't get scared of teams. I've seen a lot of football. I was raised in the 90s where football was a lot more better, a lot more talent, a lot more spread around, of course. These days, I don't get scared by these little snowflakes. Excuse the pun, of course, at Anfield. So at the end of the day, you know what? I would say that we just have to go in and face it and be brave. That's what I would say. Be brave. And to be honest, just go into that game with belief and go, you know, most of all, give your all for the badge, fight for the badge, and you never know what can happen. Lesser teams than us have gone to Anfield this season and got something. Do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, we need to go there and win or draw, you know, and I think we can do it. Erik ten Hag did it, of course, under, you know, when Johnny Evans was playing in defence a couple of years ago, he did it as well, a year ago, so he did it. So why not? Absolutely. So even Moyes brought the hairy filling with him to the hairy filling. The hairy filling. What's the hairy filling? Who's the hairy filling? Is it some goblin I don't know about? What's a hairy filling with him to the club? What's going on? Is he hairy? Which hairy filling came to the club? Who did he bring with him? Richard Keys? Who was it? Goals for George. Ignacio slow as leech. Only difference is height. Diomande keeps balling out the defence due to pace and physicality. Goals for George. We need a left-sided centre-back, though. Diomande, I believe, is right-footed, I believe. So we do need a left-sided. I'm not saying we don't need Diomande. I think Euro's better than Diomande, by the way. I think he has potential to be better than Diomande. At the moment, Sporting is conceding a lot of goals. That's one thing I would say. To be honest with you, I would say, you know what, anyone in Man United bring in, Man United are going to lose Lindelof and Evans. Let's not forget, Man United will lose Lindelof and Evans. So they might bring in a couple of them. It might be Ignacio and it might be Diomande. Who knows? Do you know what I mean? That could be a case. Of course, that could be a case. Of course, guys, absolutely. Darko Sal, we have to give guard of honour to Liverpool if the game is moved forward to February onwards. No, we don't. Unless Liverpool win the league, we don't have to give them a guard of honour until it is their last game of the season. When they've won the league, let's say they confirm winning the league and they have to play Man United, then Man United have to give them a guard of honour. Bring it to. I don't think Liverpool are going to win the league in February. I think Liverpool will win the league. I mean, I don't like saying this, and I hope it doesn't happen, guys. I really hope it doesn't happen. But April onwards, early April will probably be it. So hopefully Man United, Liverpool will be before that. So Man United won't have to give a guard of honour. And in my opinion, can I be honest with you guys? If this was the case, don't do it. Don't do a guard of honour. Do not do a guard of honour. Don't do it. Why do you have to do a guard of honour? It's not a bloody rule in the Premier League that we have to do a guard of honour. Don't do a guard of honour. Say no. We're not doing a guard of honour. Why should we do a guard of honour? Exactly. Don't do it. I would say don't do it myself. Big up, Darren. What's going on, bro? I hope you're doing. No, so not. They would make sure the game is when they pick up the Premier League title. Oh God, blimey! Can you imagine, UK Darren? Darren, we've had. You know what? We've had enough of that. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, the game will probably be in February. If it's cancelled, the game will probably be in February. We've got Arsenal next week. We've got FA Cup ties, of course, guys. So. At the end of the day, you know what? The game probably be moved to midweek as well. I don't like midweek games, especially when you're playing at the likes of Anfield and stuff like that. I don't like midweek games, especially like when you go away to Anfield and places like that. I really don't, in my opinion. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Dalot and Bruno is Portuguese. Yes. Yeah. That's the reason they're getting picked, isn't it, Randy? At the end of the day, I don't like that sort of mentality. That's one thing. That's the only criticism I'll give Eric Ten Hag. Not Eric Ten Hag, sorry, Ruben Amorim. This is the only criticism I would give Ruben Amorim, is that don't play players based on their nationality. Play players based on their talent. And that is what I would say, because I'm a little bit concerned by that. Although I do think that Ruben Amorim is ruthless enough to get rid of the players that need to go, of course, guys. Absolutely. So, is it fair for a manager to stick with his philosophy while getting the club and fans get embarrassed by playing his lineup and start instead of stopping the bleeding life? No. You carry on. You stick to your guns. Alex Ferguson did it. Stuck to his guns. He got rid of players that needed to get rid of. He felt a lot of pain in the initial stages. You have to ride the wave. You have to ride the wave. As I said, success is not in a compromise. You can either not do that and next season we'll have the same problems, or we deal with it now and next season we'll be ready. And that's what I'm saying. I think next season, Man United will be ready. I'm telling you right now, Darko, you can clip me, you can do it. I think Man United will be ready, mate. I think next season will be that time. The good thing about Ruben Amorim is he's doing things that are ruthless right now. I know the Maguire thing, people are throwing at me, oh, but Harry Maguire, he's not ruthless, Harry Maguire. Look, the thing with Harry Maguire, right, we're going to lose Lindelof. We're going to lose Evans. We'll probably lose Malacia. Luke Shaw doesn't play football. So we have to keep at least one experienced player, guys. I know we don't want to keep Harry Maguire. I know a lot of people don't want to keep Harry Maguire, but you can't just throw everyone out the door, because at the end of the day, you're going to be left with nobody. And Man United do need to keep at least one or two experienced heads in there, regardless of the type of experience that they have. I forgive Ruben Amorim for that one. But you know what? In regards to Ruben Amorim's style, stick to it and keep playing it. Eventually, you will know the bad apples, you will know the good apples, and you know what? The ones that are bad will be out the club. The ones that fit the system will carry on next season, of course, guys. And we'll be ready, of course. Good morning, Sanjay. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Good to Eric Ten Hag has just had a complex that made him have misplaced loyalty to some players. Absolutely. The sad thing was some of them did not deserve it, except for Rashford, but some managers just seem to choose to. Look, guys, what I would say is what I said a few months ago about Marcus Rashford. You could be an actor, right? You could be a manipulator. You could be the nicest guy in the world in front of someone's face, right? But when it comes to match day, you throw him under the bus. And you could do that as well tactically. You could do that as well. Those little 50-50 challenges. There's videos of Marcus Rashford jogging whilst he could tackle a player. He's jogging. You know, there's episodes like that we've seen. Those are the type of episodes that show that you are not giving your all. And you could play the best. You could play like prime Ronaldo in training and manipulate the manager. But when it comes to match day, you're nowhere to be seen. And this is the problem. Only turn up when you feel like turning up. And this is the problem with Marcus Rashford. Unfortunately, Eric Ten Hag fell for his old tricks. Fortunately, Ruben Amorim hasn't fallen for his tricks. He's not falling for his tricks, and that is a good thing. And I think he needs to be gone, to be honest with you. Absolutely. United is broke. We can't buy unless we sell. Yes, that's it. I'm getting into that, my friend. 1 second. Morning, Sal. Big up, Felix. Hope you're doing well. Good to see Felix. Of course, Man United need to offload a couple of players. And one of those players, not only offload in regards to selling, Man United have to loan. So basically, Man United don't have to sell as such. They have to loan players out. And not only loan, you can do loans with the team that you loan to paying their wages. For example, if Marcus Rashford went on loan to PSG, they could pay his wages and they can have him on loan without paying the transfer fee until the end of the season, of course, guys, with an obligation to buy, so to speak. So if we take Marcus Rashford's wage off our books, that will help with our FFP, which means Man United can bring in a player like an Ignacio with an obligation to buy it. Okay, so basically you'll bring in Ignacio with an obligation to buy it. So you just pay Ignacio's wages. You know what I mean? So you pay Ignacio's wages. PSG will pay Rashford's wages. And that would mean that Man United could bring in a player like that. So this is why Man United are looking to loan out about 5 or 6 youth players so that the wage adds up so Man United can bring in a player. You know what I mean? The FFP works with the wage as well, not just the transfer, but the wage as well. So this is what we have to look at, of course. Dylan, a guard of honor is like bending over. Absolutely, Dylan. I wouldn't do it. I would refuse Man United to do a guard of honor. I would say no. Absolutely not. We are not that team, guys. No, we do not do a guard of honor for Liverpool. And I expect if it was Man United, Liverpool not to do a guard of honor for Man United. It's not going to happen, guys. Absolutely not. No way. Absolutely. Randy Lindelof is still here because Ole was the coach. Yeah. Lindelof will be leaving at the end of the season anyway. So Lindelof is Lindelof. Lindelof will be gone soon. Lindelof and Evans will be out the team. Maguire signing a new contract, so he's definitely staying. Eriksen's going to be gone. I don't think Malacia is going to stay at Man United. There is problems with Luke Shaw at the moment, so we need to offload Luke Shaw, of course. So that is another thing we can look at, of course, guys. Randy, we will win the championship next season. Randy, don't do that. We're going to be fine, mate. We're going to be fine. Absolutely fine. We have a very good manager, and things will work out for us. Don't worry. Even if we lose to Liverpool today, you know what? We will get back up that table, definitely, in my opinion. Man United would not get relegated, trust me. Darker, a manager must be flexible and pragmatic despite sticking to your philosophy. He is. He changes. If you watch the game, guys, goals for Georgia. If you like Darker, if you watch the game, he changes it. He changes the formation. He does. People are just not watching it because obviously we're losing and stuff. He changes it. It's just that these players don't have the IQ to do it. You know what I mean? And change and they can't really work under any formation. Erik Ten Hag's formation weren't working. We were losing. You know, we've been losing for 11 years. You know, regardless the quantity of amount of times we've been losing anyway. You know what I mean? No matter what formation. I think with 4-4-2, these players will lose. I just feel like that. You know, they just don't have it in them, to be honest with you, in my opinion. Sal, the world is talking about a double-figure defeat at Liverpool today, and it's a very realistic situation. It's not realistic to be a double-figure situation, no. It's not realistic. Wood Amorim will play his system ignoring. You see, this is sensationalism, like double figures. This is defeatist. We're not defeatist. This is, and you know when you're defeatist, you know it resonates. It resonates. Let's not be defeatist, guys. 10-0, 11-0. That's never happened in Premier League history. So how is it realistic? The highest win was 9-0. You know what I mean? How is it realistic? That's going to happen. Man United never lost like that. Look, at the end of the day. No team, even Southampton have gone to Liverpool and lost 9-0, 10-0, 11-0. So let's, you know what I mean? Let's be calm, guys. Let's calm. Let's not do this sensational thing. This is what the media want us to think like. This is what they want. They want Man United to think like this. They want Man United to be defeatist. They want that. You know, at the end of the day, look, Liverpool are not bloody prime Barcelona. They're not that team. Trust me, they're not that team. They're just a bloody over. Look, guys, look at their team. They have Salah. You know what I mean? That's it. Gakpo is overrated, right? You look at their team. The only player I've got is Robinson is good. Van Dijk is good. Salah is good. The difference is that, you know what? They play as a team. That's all they do, right? They play as a team. And to be honest with you, I do think that a lot of teams give them too much respect when they go on the pitch. Obviously, that comes with losing, of course, winning a lot. You get that respect. But, I think that teams are giving them too much respect. It's about time Man United went out today. We're Manchester United, guys. People sacrifice their life for this football club. I don't want to hear any defeatist attitude towards this game. I don't want to hear. I want Man United to go out there today and fight today. And I think they will. We need 10 defenders today. We need to keep our shape, definitely. Funny how certain players always get knocks before the transfer season, and when they are in the last year in their contracts and the club want to get rid of them. Absolutely, goes to George. Didn't Lindelof have a neck brace? Wasn't it Lindelof have a neck brace? There wasn't him who had a neck brace. Absolutely. Try and be positive, Randy. You can be pessimistic. You can be cautiously optimistic. You can be anything. But you know what? 10-0, 11-0. Look, guys, we're Manchester United. No. At the end of the day, that thing what happened with Eric Ten Hag, it happened. It won't happen again. Trust me, it won't happen again. You know what I mean? We can lose 3-0, 4-0. It's just as bad for me. I mean, at the end of the day. I think Man United will put in a performance today. I mean, trust me, guys. Blame me if we don't. Absolutely. So, and goals for George. Sansa lost finals being ignorant of the fact that his players were poor. The opposition at times have to move on a win, play attacking when required, and defensive when at the end of the day, I know all about that, guys, because I was at them games, Dark Crow. I was at the Champions League final. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, one thing you have to understand is that we played against a phenomenal Barcelona side. Phenomenal. We had Fletcher at Wembley suspended, so we couldn't play a defensive midfielder in that game. So we played an experienced midfielder. The only mistake that Alex Ferguson made was Ji-Sung Park. But at the end of the day, Alex Ferguson, played a formation that was pragmatic a lot of the times. Not just in those finals, but he played a pragmatic style in the Champions League with a 5 in the midfield, with a 1 up front. He did it many times. The thing you have to understand is that so does Ruben Amorim. The only difference is that Man United that were getting results. And the reason we were getting results was because we had Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs, Rio Ferdinand, Manu Vidic, Patrice Evra, Wayne Rooney. That's why we're getting results. It's very easy to be like, look in hindsight and say, you know what? Oh, but Alex Ferguson changed his formation. He done that. Yeah, with Rooney, with Giggs, with Carrick, with Vidic, with Ferdinand, with Van der Sar, with Evra, with Fabio da Silva. Oh, come on, guys. Yeah, I mean, it is a completely different world now, man. Like, we have nowhere near those type of players now. Alex Ferguson had more chance of winning that Champions League final, but he believed in those players because those players were serial winners. We got to that Champions League final easily. We should have won the one in Rome. You know what I mean? And the thing is, it's just that we missed out. In Wembley, we could have changed it, but we missed out on the obviously Fletcher. We are going to lose. Let's not be like that, DNX. Come on, guys. Let's be positive, guys. Come on. More than 6 years ago, can you remember Mourinho talking about the running power of Robinson after Liverpool thrashed us? Nothing has changed since, only managers. The problem Man United have in the moment, we don't have any wing backs. I don't want to concentrate on what Liverpool do, what they don't do. They couldn't give a flying F about Liverpool, to be honest with you. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a Manchester United fan, and today is Manchester United, and I'm all about trying to be positive. Us being negative is not going to help the situation. Maybe if we're positive, we might get some blessings, some divine inspiration. I don't know. But one thing we have to understand is that, being negative, saying we're going to get thrashed, saying we're going to get lose is not a Man United fan for me, guys. It's not. We believe until the end of this game today. And then after the game, we can start, we start criticizing, critiquing and stuff like that. But right now, I want to focus my energy on saying, you know what? Whilst the game is not even started, I want to believe. I want to believe, because that is what football is. It's belief at the end of the day. As they say in Arabic, inshallah. You know what I mean? That's what it is at the end of the day. And if you believe in God and you believe in that, you believe that anything can happen at any given time. Anyone could win at any given time. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you don't just give up. You will be blessed with your positivity. Trust me, guys. You will be blessed with your positivity. We hope at the end of the day. United tried to win those two finals the first 10 minutes of, in the first game. In the second game, Man United. But, people need to understand what that Barcelona team was. People don't understand that no matter what Alex Ferguson did in those finals, Man United would have lost those games. You know what I mean? That's what we should have known. That was the best. And people need to look at the fact that that team was aging. Vidic, Ferdinand, Giggs, Evra, Van der Sar, Carrick were aging. And Barcelona's team were new. And they were the best team in the world. And we just couldn't cope with them. We were the second best team in the world, though. You know what I mean? We were the second best. That's okay. You know what I mean? Man United still are up there. Man United still champions. You know what I mean? And you can't be the best in Europe every single year, but Man United were the second best in Europe for a number of years. We were the first best in Europe as well. But one thing I would say, comparing the likes of Rooney and Ronaldo and Carrick and Scholes and Giggs and Evra and Vidic and Ferdinand and Van der Sar and Rafael and Fabio de Silva and these type of players it is complete night and day, isn't it? Night and day. Good morning, Kazi. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you, of course. Today, we will find out if these players have any sort of respect. Absolute Eastern. That is the type of comments I want, my friend. Today, we will find out, of course, guys. Absolutely. Who is today? Of course, guys. Absolutely. Randy, we can try burning license. Maybe it would help. Burning incense. Yeah. All around the stadium. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You know what you should do? You know what will sway Liverpool off their task today? You know what will sway Liverpool off their task today? Putting some job advertisements around the stadium. That's what we should do. That's what we should do. Absolutely. Delete for captain. Oh God. Yes, I agree, Rasta. That would be better. Absolutely. I watched an embargoed section of the press conference, and Amorim mentioned that the United players at this moment being afraid of, this annoyed me. Do these players know where they are? Absolutely. Goals for George is what I'm talking about. There is no time for anxiety. There's no time to be scared. This is Manchester United. Guys, those players in 1958, right? God rest their soul, sat on that plane. The plane didn't take off. One time, two times. They still needed to get back, right? You know what? How scared those players must have been. And we're talking about being scared of playing a football match. And we're scared like that. Do you know what I mean? These players sacrificed themselves for this team. Goodness me. I can't believe that we have players in our squad right now who are anxious, who are scared. I can't believe, I cannot fathom this could be truthful. You know what I mean? It's just unbelievable. They need to know who they're playing for. Most likely called of too much snow. If it is snow, the normal one, it could be something else. You know what it's like in Liverpool. Absolutely. Bruno is still the best captain we have. God blimey. Bruno's the best captain we have. God help us, guys. God help us. Lumen, Sal, I like you a lot for the reasons, but then again, over positivity before the games gives me doubts if that's a loyal fan saying or a content creator. Lumen, you need to be quiet, mate. Honest to God. You need to be quiet. Honest to God. Do you want me to show you something about a content creator and a normal fan? Do you want me to show you something, Lumen? Do you want me to put you to bed? Do you want me to do that for you? You know what I mean? Let me give you this. Let me give you this picture, right? You want me to put you to bed, Lumen? Because I'm going to put you to bed right now. Let me put you to bed. Okay. Okay, guys. This is my Twitter profile page. Who is this? Who is this? This was in 1992, Lumen. This is me in a Manchester United jersey. I didn't have a pot to piss in, but I had a Man United jersey. This is 5 years after I became a Man United fan, more or less. Look at that. Look at that. Look at it in your eyes, in your face. Go to home, man. Go to bed. Because that's where you should go. Because at the end of the day, you don't know what you're talking about. Maybe you should learn a bit about things, man, before you talk. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's what you should do. So I'm going to share it with you now. Okay? Here we go. Lumen. Who's this? 1992. Who is this? Huh? 5 years before I became a Man United fan. 1992. You're talking to me about, oh, I'm just a content creator. My guy, let me tell you something about me, right? I was in the music industry 20 odd years. You think I need your bloody little pennies and talking to you out your bloody backside? You need to be quiet, mate. Absolutely. You need to shut yourself down, bruv. You know what I mean? You need to show some respect, mate. You need to show some respect. That's it. Kazi, if that was, yeah, it's about a couple of years. But I think Chicharito was 1 year old. Kazi, you're a hater as well, mate. You look cool. Thank you so much, DNX. That's what I like to see. We can win. Absolutely, we can win. Absolutely, guys. Look, I'm not here for hate, guys. I'm not here for bitterness and undercover friendships. I'm not here for that. At the end of the day, I'm here to just concentrate on Manchester United, man. I don't give a damn about anyone. These people want to be negative towards me. Mate, you should show some bloody respect. 600 games I've been showing watching this football club. I'm not bloody Saeed. I'm not bloody Rants and Bants. I'm not none of those guys. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Calm your tits. Yeah, you're frustrated, mate, but get a punch bag and punch a punch bag, mate. All right? Goodness me. Exactly, goals to George. Thank you, guys. Let me just read out some of those comments, of course, guys. Let me just read out some of these comments from Ruben. Let's read some quotes coming out this week, guys. I want to read some quotes coming out this week. Firstly, let's read out this one from about Gutierrez. In regards to Gutierrez, Man United do want Gutierrez as well. Manchester United will not sign Victor Gutierrez this month due to the promise Ruben Amorim has made when leaving Sporting. Amorim assured he wouldn't raid his former club in January transfer window to ease his move to Old Trafford in November. So that is telling, of course, guys. Ruben Amorim has Victor Gutierrez and Gergaso Ignacio high on his wish list. So the problem is that Man United are having right now is the fact that, you know what, we need to offload players. We need to offload players before we can, you know, sign players. So that even includes loaning players. So it's not necessarily transfer fee. It can be loaning the player out to get them off the wage bill. So Man United need to do that. In regards to Nuno Mendes, Victor Gutierrez and Nuno Mendes are both keen on joining Manchester United. And obviously Ignacio, as I said earlier, is also interested in joining Manchester United, of course, guys. Big up, of course. A lot of players want to come to Man United. I mean, of course they do. We're Man United at the end of the day. Of course they want to come to Manchester United at the end of the day, guys. That is what it is all about at the end of the day. Ruben Amorim said this week, full week of preparations in regards to training. He said full week of preparations. It's also different when you have several trainings and you can expect the ideas, work on your details. You are happier and you feel that things are improving. That's what I felt this week. Now let's see in the match. Let's hope so, guys. Absolutely. Let's hope so. It's a huge game against Liverpool. Maybe the best game to play here against the big rivals. I know they are the biggest rivals and not Manchester City. They are very good this season, but I am focused on improving the team. They are the biggest rivals, guys, and this is exactly what I want to talk about in regards to rivalry. You know, we don't fold against our rivals. We don't become defeatist against our rivals. We don't become loser mentality against our rivals. We're not being over positive. We're just being cautiously optimistic, and we're trying to believe that, you know what? What's the point of going out today if we all want to lose? If we all think we're going to lose, there's no point, is it? There's no point. Not on the Forest one at Anfield this season. Fulham drew at Anfield this season. You know what I mean? We beat Fulham. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you never know what can happen, of course, in football. Any news on the squad? No. Marcus Rashford is sick. Johnny Evans is out. Lindelof is almost here, and Luke Shaw too. But they are not here for Liverpool. The others, apart from the Mount, are fit. There you go, guys. That is the team news, of course. No surprise there, really. No surprise there in regards to team news, of course. We really need Harry Maguire at the moment. He's had some difficulty in the past, but now he's fit and playing. He needs to improve his game, and he needs to, and we need leaders. We're happy to activate the option on his contract. In regards to Harry Maguire, yeah, he does need to be a leader, guys. He does need to start showing leadership and stuff, of course, guys. I think he is, but I don't know if he's good enough, in my opinion. But he is at Man United, so we support, obviously, Harry Maguire going forward. He signed a new contract for another year. Let's support the guy, of course, guys. Absolutely. In regards to Alejandro Hernando was dropped for the Manchester derby last month because he appeared to turn his back on Amorim and walk away while he was giving him instructions on the touchline before he came on against Victoria Pilsen in the Europa League, guys. That is very, very interesting. And as I said, it is all about respect. It is all about respect, guys. That is very interesting there. That is a very interesting quote. You know what? In regards to respect, that is what it's about, guys. It is all about respect, of course, in this football game. Of course. Representative for Alejandro denied that he was being disrespectful and put it down to misunderstanding. He would do, guys. He would do. Of course, he's going to say that. His representatives are going to say that. What is he going to say? Yeah, he did do that. Why not? Why not just own it? Why not just say, sorry, it was my fault. You know what? I felt frustrated, blah, blah, blah. I want to play. Why not just be honest? This is the type of spoiled brat attitude that we need to get rid of, Man United. In regards to Harry Maguire, again, Ruben Amorim said, we need Harry Maguire at the moment. He's had some difficulties in the past, but he's now fit and playing. He needs to improve. Yeah, I think I've read that one. We need leaders. I think I read that one. Big up, Harry Maguire. Bruno Fernandes and Ugarte are back. Yes, it's a very good thing. They have a lot of qualities, and we are happy to have them back. Yeah, very important to have Ugarte back, definitely. Ugarte is a very, very important player for Manchester United, of course. We need him back, of course, guys. Absolutely. Some news about Marcus Rashford. Manchester United want to offload Marcus Rashford in January on loan with the option to buy in the summer. Exactly what I've been talking about just now. Absolutely. Matthew Moretto has commented on that. Exactly what I've been commenting on just now. Absolutely. Manchester United have held talks with AC Milan in recent days surrounding Marcus Rashford. United are pulling the strings to offload him. There you go. So Man United want to get rid of Marcus Rashford. Now, the problem is that Marcus Rashford is digging his heels in the ground, of course, guys. He's digging his heels in the ground. So at the end of the day, what we have to understand is that, you know what, we cannot be a charity here. You know, we need to tell Marcus enough is enough. You know what, we want to get rid of you and your surplus requirements. That's what they do. Need to be open with him because it's obviously not working. One thing I like about Ruben Amorim is that he has thrown the book at Marcus Rashford and, you know, disciplined Marcus Rashford the way he has. And I think he's the first manager really to do so, isn't it? And call him out for what he is at the end of the day and not apologize to him like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did, which was absolutely disgusting, as I can remember, of course, guys. Of course. But of course, we have problems left, right, and center. Namely, the most important but biggest problem at Man United is the Glazers. That's the biggest problem. They're the biggest cloud hovering over this football club. And whilst the Glazers are at this football club, Man United are not going to improve. You know what I mean? I just feel like they are like a curse on this football club, you know, and I feel like it's just that, you know, whenever you think about Man United being successful, you've always got in the back of your mind, you've always got like the Glazers are in the back of my mind. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Let's read some of your comments. Well said. Big up, Rasta. Big up, my friend. Big up. Sal, good morning, my friend. Don't worry about that. Put him in the sniper bin. Absolutely, I will do, mate. I will do. Mate, you know, they can't talk about me as a Man United fan. I beg every single one of these people, right, to post a picture of 30 years ago in a Man United jersey, right? I didn't have a pot to piss in. I still had the Man United shirt. And I can still post a Man United shirt. So if you claim to be a Man United fan all these years, every single one person that want to speak to me, show me, prove it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, look, it's just like Jim Ratcliffe, isn't it? Jim Ratcliffe was apparently a Man United fan, born and bred. Yet a billionaire who has a Chelsea season ticket, who doesn't have a Man United season ticket. So how does that make sense? So you got a Chelsea season ticket, but not a Man United season ticket. You're a Man United fan and you're a billionaire. So how does that make sense? It doesn't, does it? Because he's not a fan. At the end of the day, I go by evidence. I go by, if I can show you pictures from 98, 99, 97, 96, 95, 94, 93, 92, 91 in the Man United jersey. I can show you me at Wembley in 1990 if you want. I mean, at the end of the day, it's people just bitter. I mean, I just can't be dealing with it. They need to stop the cheekiness. Is the game on this afternoon? I mean, it's looking a little bit bleak, Garrett. I hope you're doing well, Garrett. Good to see you, brother. I hope you're good, mate. It's looking a bit snowy at the moment. Anfield looked a bit of a mess this morning, obviously. This is how Anfield looks. This is how Anfield looks at the moment. Very icy, very icy. Some will say it looks like that every day. You know what I mean? But, if you know, you know. But yeah, definitely the game looks a little bit bleak at the moment. I would love the game to go ahead. I really do want the game to go ahead. Of course, I want the game to go ahead. You know what I mean? But let's see. At the end of the day, let's see. Eastern. And that is not over possibility. It's just football. Football always has a habit of favouring the underdogs. We can win. One of those shameless wins. Absolutely, Eastern. And you know what? We've been to Anfield and been shameless before as well, haven't we? We've won 1-0 in the last minute. Remember John O'Shea under Alex Ferguson as well? Not only in the bad times, but in the good times as well. Rooney won there. I mean, a few years ago, 1-0, and we were a poor team then. We are going to do a number on Liverpool today, same as we did to City. Got to be positive, get behind the team and the manager. Absolutely. Adam speaks, you speak the truth, mate. Thank you so much, my friend. This is what it is all about, my friend. It is all about this, of course, guys. Garrett, well said, Alan. Absolutely, mate. Big up, Alan, by the way. Thank you for joining the stream, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Of course. Goes to George. Why are the media not deriding Brighton for getting Gutierrez's decision right? 5 years at Brighton, and he got sold to 1 million to Coventry, who then sold him for 20 million to Sporting, and now he is worth 80 million. Yeah, I mean, people like to blow smoke up Brighton's backside a lot, don't they? At the end of the day, why don't they mention that, how they let that one slip through their fingers? And he's not the only one at Brighton. One thing I will say about Brighton, they don't get everything right. They do things right a lot. I mean, in regards to the signings, they do. I do think it's highly overrated, in my opinion, but they have done very well. When I was growing up, Brighton were in the 3rd division. So, you know what I mean? I lived in Leighton. Of course. By the way, big up Leighton Orient, by the way, my local football team who've gone from the relegation zone to touching the playoffs. Unbelievable in the last few weeks. Unbelievable. So I lived in Leighton, and Brighton and Hove Albion were in the 3rd division. So the way they have grown over the years has been astronomical. They've done absolutely fantastic. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, they do work. They do very well, although they don't get everything right. Gutierrez was a big one, though, and it should be called out. It should be called out, in my opinion. Gutierrez is a big one, and it should be called out, of course. We should take advantage of loan signings. We can take Arda Güler or Brahim Diaz to the end of the season. I would love Arda Güler at Man United Eastern round. I mean, why not test Real Madrid with a cheeky little bid? Why not test them with a loan bid? You know, will Real Madrid do that? Will they get rid of him? Who knows? At the end of the day, that would be a brilliant signing on loan, wouldn't it? Man United can do loan deals. They can do. At the end of the day, they can do loan deals. And we have to wait and see, you know what I mean, if Man United can do those deals, you know what I mean? There is a few weeks left of the transfer window. We have to start getting the move on, getting the step on, as they say, you know what I mean? And because Man United need players, Ruben Amorim needs players. If they're going to get Ruben Amorim in, spend a fortune on getting Ruben Amorim in, spending a fortune on sacking Erik ten Hag, maybe they should back Ruben Amorim, you know what I mean, and start backing him now. You know what I mean? Start planning for the future and start ensuring that the manager that they have appointed is successful, of course, guys. That's one thing I would say. Another one I want to bring in today, guys, I want to bring in this comment from a Sporting Lisbon fan, guys. A Sporting Lisbon fan. Let me just get this in, of course. I want to bring this into you guys real quickly. If it is on my screen, let me just double check. It is on my screen this time. Yeah, absolutely. I just want to get this up for you guys. So let me just scroll down here. Okay. This is from a Sporting Lisbon fan, guys. It says, in regards to Ruben Amorim, this is what happens at Sporting in the first couple of transfer windows. He did exactly the same thing. We had so many bad players at the club at high wages for a club like Sporting, brackets. After that, we took the league by storm. Amorim knows what he is doing, and I think that is what is happening. Losing shows the board, the fans, that there are no excuses. It's just bad and facing the truth. Basically, the fans are basically facing that we have a bad team, basically. The solution, back Amorim, get the players and slowly, and trust me, it's gonna take a long time. It will change. That is from a Sporting Lisbon, Philippe Abreu, Sporting Lisbon fan from Lisbon, of course, guys. So that is an important message there to send, of course, to everyone. That was posted yesterday, of course, guys. That is an important message to send, of course, guys. So I wanted to bring that in, that, you know what, it isn't always doom and gloom, guys. You know what I mean? And we have to start being a little bit positive and start believing a little bit more, of course. Big chance that there will be a no game today. Yeah, absolutely, Yale. How are you doing, Yale? Hope you're doing well. Norway are being slammed by the worst snow attack since 1996. And that is saying something, isn't it, Yale? Norway is hitting England now. Yeah, we're gonna get updates throughout the day, guys, and I'll be live if the game gets called off, of course, guys. It'd be unfortunate, but it is what it is. They can move the Liverpool game away, you know what I mean? And we can play another team. Man, we should have went back to Old Trafford and played another team, of course, guys. Exactly. Chelsea, what the F? I mean, Chelsea, what happened with Chelsea yesterday? You know what? One thing with Chelsea, they drew the game, didn't they? At the end of the day. What about Arsenal drawing the game as well? Is the title up for Arsenal? Look, I want to know your feelings on Arsenal in regards to Mikel Arteta, guys. Now, in regards to Arsenal, they haven't won anything really under Mikel Arteta, right? They won the FA Cup, but that was obviously Unai Emery's team. So I want to know, guys, what do you think of Mikel Arteta? Bringing it away from Man United somewhat, because at the end of the day, you know what I want to know, should Mikel Arteta be deemed a success or should he be deemed a failure? What do you think about that? You know, we went to this Man City and we won the game. You know what I mean? They drew. You know what? They play good football, and I have to give it to Arsenal. They do have a good style of football. They have a good brand of football. But they're just that type of team that just can't get over the line. Do you know what I mean? They can't get over the line. And do you think, Ruben, do you think Arteta is liable for the sack? What do you think? Goals for George. Academy players who never go out on a loan but get fast-tracked too quickly seem to never mature mentally and socially fast enough. Spoiled, overpaid, and pampered. That is the biggest problem with Goals for George. Absolutely, mate. They're overpaid too soon. I spoke about this to someone yesterday in regards to this, and I said it. I said they're rich too soon. It takes away their hunger, doesn't it? You know, so when you're rich too soon, you don't understand the value of money. And none of these players know the value of money. They don't. Because when they're 15, you know what, they're in the line to get £6,000-7,000 a week, for goodness sake. You know what I mean? And then when they hit 18, they've already got that money in the bank. They get another contract. They get a signing on fee. They're already rich before they've even kicked a football for the first team. And to be honest with me, I think this mentality needs to change at Man United. I do believe that. This mentality needs to change at Man United. It needs to go. It needs to disappear. Karina, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Karina, amazing morning, everyone. Hope you're well. Who would you see signing this month? I could see Man United signing one player this month. And I believe that player, I'm going to be honest, it's going to be a left back, I think. I got a sneaky feeling Man United are going to do a deal for either a Nuno Mendes or a Gutierrez. I feel like Man United need to do a deal for a defender. I think Nuno Mendes would be brilliant. I think Man United will do a deal for Nuno Mendes with an obligation to buy, which means that if they can offload a player, get rid of the wage of the structure of the books, then Man United be able to bring in a Nuno Mendes with an obligation to buy. Basically, he's paying the money at the end of the season, so they don't have to pay anything now, affecting FFP. And obviously, they take 350 odd grand away from either Rashford or Casemiro. And obviously, that will help with FFP, and that will help with Man United bringing in a player on loan with an obligation to buy. Of course, guys. So I think Man United will do something along those lines, that type of deal. I think that is in line to happen. It could also be a swap deal. The big news, of course, coming out of Man United is about a swap deal between Osimhen and Marcus Rashford. That deal could be done. Antonio Conte is said to be a big fan of Marcus Rashford. Victor Osimhen has fallen out with the Napoli hierarchy, of course, guys. So Victor Osimhen looks like he won't be going back to Napoli. He's on loan at Galatasaray at the moment, as we know. So Man United could also do a swap deal between Rashford and Osimhen. That could also happen. Now, those are the type of realistic deals that I think Man United could do. Man United are not going to spend 60, 70 million now, but it could be loans with obligations to buy. Yeah, so we have to hope that something does happen, hope that something does materialize. There's lots of talk at the moment, but hopefully the talk, is not just a smoke screen for something sinister. We hope that it is something good, and Man United do bring in another couple of names, another couple of faces, because at the moment, Man United do need a couple of new players, and Man United do need a left back. They need a left wing back. They need 2 wing backs. Man United need a wing back on the right and the left, because at the moment, we don't have players that really are effective in Ruben Amorim's system. So Ruben Amorim is very loyal to his system. So he's going to want to bring in players that fit his system. Big up, Karina, by the way. Hope you're good. Big up, big up. Randy, Liverpool will be gutted if the game is postponed. They will be. Yeah, it will be. Absolutely. Anfield does have 19 million of underground heating to prevent pitch from freezing. It's just a case of getting fans in safely in the snow. Come on, guys, you're ruining my vibe. I was bringing in Liverpool. I was slandering Liverpool, but the normal one has ruined the vibe. Big up normal one, though. Only joking, mate. Big up. Car park is 50k people in this weather. Accident galore right there, Yale. Yeah, that's true. City looks like to have found their form again. They will go on that normal City run, ain't they? Win everything until the summer. What would you rather, Liverpool or City win the league, guys? What would you rather? What would you rather? After the camera to clear over the last 3 transfer seasons due to this stagnation and pampering at United, I am not surprised only a few are pulling up trees at their new clubs. Real reality check. The difference between Man United in the past and Man United now is night and day. Man United, the academy, the class of 92 famously were proper fans of Man United, were street footballers. And I did say that the biggest problem in football nowadays is the street footballer. The street footballer is... the problem, we don't have it anymore. The player plays in the park, the player plays on a concrete wall against a concrete wall. That kind of thing doesn't happen anymore. It's all pampered too soon and rich too soon. And I agree with Goals for George. That needs to change, and that mentality needs to change, and it needs to move forward, absolutely, in regards to bringing players who are ready for Man United, ready for the fight. You know what I mean? The fight is the key word, and I want to see fight. Every time I see these new Man United players, I see these players who look very soft. They don't look like nutters anymore, do they? You remember Nicky Butt? Remember Paul Scholes? You remember, even Gary Neville and players like looked nutters, didn't they? You know what I mean? When they came in at Man United and looked like they were ready for the fight. SLD, Arteta is not good enough. Spanish Brendan Rodgers. Oh, God. Goodness me. Yeah, he hasn't won anything. He does need to win something, doesn't he? That Arteta bloke, doesn't he? Mikel is like Ole. He just can't get over the line. Does he need a striker? Does he need an experienced striker? Who knows? Who knows? You know what I mean? Who knows? Yeah, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and him are very similar, Jerry, what's going on, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Hope everything is good with you. There will be more excuses. Can see it now. Wing back is injured, then lose. We need another wing back or they can't play. My special system, he's a dreamer. He needs to watch his opposition on how they play. At the end of the day, I feel like you can play the same system. You can play the same system, but you have to be a little bit more cautious with your system. You can change the approach with the system. It can't be you can do like a 3-4-2-1 defensive, or you can do a 3-4-2-1 attacking. You can do that. You can be pragmatic, even no matter what system you play. You can defend from the top as well. You can press from the top and defend from the top as well. So at the end of the day, you can play the same system and get these players ready for the system. And because at the end of the day, the 3-4-2-1, you can move it up to a 5 at the back, can't you? You can move the 5 in the back and then have 2, sitters in the midfield. You can do that. And that is a good thing about that system. The system can also be adjusted to be an attacking system as well, if you want. You can have it a 3-4. You can also have 4 up front, or 5 up front. You can, if you wanted to, with that system. And that is the good thing about that system. I'm going to believe in it. I did say before Ruben Amorim came in, and people know me on this stream. They say that, I didn't know that basically I don't like 3 at the back. I didn't like it. I never liked it under Glenn Hoddle. When Glenn Hoddle was the England manager, I remember I didn't like the 3 at the back. It never was my cup of tea. But then, you know what? I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. And you know what? It is early days. Look, it's just over a month, guys. It's just 1 month. You know what I mean? We have to obviously be patient and we have to wait and see what happens. Against Liverpool, although, Jerry, I would say is that against Liverpool, we need to be and not be naive. We need to be smart. And you know what? Even Alex Ferguson sides went to Anfield and played and stunt the place out and grabbed the 1-0. You know what I mean? We all remember John O'Shea, of course, and so at the end of the day, you can be pragmatic at places like Liverpool. And when your opportunity comes, you grab it. And I hope that, we get into that position to do that. You know what I mean? If the game goes ahead, of course. Alvaro is coming in all we can afford. We need to bring in, release some players. If we can get rid of some players, we can afford a lot more. Trust me, mate. Alan, I'd rather anyone win the league than Liverpool. Me too, Alan speaks. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you're good, Alan. Look, at the end of the day, I would rather anyone. Look, I would say I'd rather City. I don't like City. They win it 5 in a row. They've already bloody won it 4 in a row. What the hell? You know what I mean? But I would love someone like Arsenal to come in and win the league, or someone like Chelsea to win the league. It's not my cup of tea. It's not. But at the end of the day, Man United to put themselves in this position, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? I never wanted to be that guy who, hoped that other teams didn't win the league. You know what I mean? I never wanted to be that guy who hoped other teams win the league. I don't want that team to win. I prefer that team to win the league. I wanted us to win the league. Do you know what I mean? Unfortunately, it's not to be. And unfortunately, you know what? We have to, it is what it is. And you know what? I hope that Liverpool don't win the league. We work tooth and nail to overtake Liverpool in that Premier League, in the league, obviously the old Division 1 and the Premier League, of course. Man United still have 13 league titles over Liverpool's 1 Premier League title. In total, Man United have 20 titles and Liverpool 19. That's at old Division 1 before the Premier League started. So that, I don't want Liverpool to equal our league tally. I don't want them to equal it. It will be a disaster, and it seems like a nightmare going on at the moment, that a continuation of bad things that are happening to Man United at the moment. And you know what? I'm tired of that sort of thing happening. And I just want Man United to start getting their act together, you know what I mean? And start playing like Man United should play, and the decline at Man United is astronomical, the way we've declined since 2013. And, I never envisioned, if someone told me you'd be in 2025 and Man United will be 14th in the league without a title in 11 years, I would have said you were laughing at me. You're joking, mate. I would have said that, but it is what it is. And I just hope that, Liverpool fall off. I hope if they win the league, we have no one to blame but ourselves. And we have to just suck it up, unfortunately, and come back again next season and try and win it again, and try and create more history. Try our best to create more records. You know what I mean? And that's what Man United need to do, of course. Shitty for the league, says Randy. Big up. Goals for George. I think Amorim is better scouting than Erik ten Hag, and he will not be swayed by names or popularity of the players, but will go for left wing backs that are not just in the Blues, but he's meant. Obviously, we got Diego Leon, who's one of them. Goals for George. I'm really looking forward to seeing Diego Leon. Diego Leon will shock a lot of people next season. He's going to be a great player. Unfortunately, he's not coming this season, but you know what? He will be a great player next season. Mark my words. Diego Leon is a very good player. We have to move on, Rand, my friend, my brother. We have to move on. You know what? We know what we said, but at the end of the day, Ruben Amorim is a fantastic manager, and we have to support him. You know what I mean? Let's try and support him, and let's hope, because the problems are still there since Erik ten Hag, I also think we need some other creative outlet alongside Nuno Mendes signing. I think we need a technical baller, Easton. You know what I mean? At the moment, we're playing Ahmad and Garnacho in that number 10 role, and I don't think they are number 10s. I think they're wingers. I think we need more 2 number 10s, like an Omo type of player who's technically gifted, who can create space out of turn on the sixpence and, create goals for players. We have the 2 wing backs, of course, who are going to be acting as wing backs. This is why Man United need an Alphonso Davies or a Frimpong, these type of players, or Nuno Mendes, of course, who can go forward and create chances for the strikers. But the 2 number 10s need to be number 10s. At the moment, we're playing wingers as number 10s, if you know what I mean. We're playing Rashford, or we're playing Garnacho, we're playing Ahmed. These are notorious wingers at the end of the day, and it's not working. The only true number 10 we have at the moment are Eriksen, who's too slow, in my opinion, and Bruno. And we all know about Bruno, of course, guys, which is obviously an issue, of course. United can have 6 at the back and still look shaky. Brazil's squad of 1994 would sometimes have 2 or 3 defending and they looked solid and comfortable and went on to win the World Cup. Personally, absolutely, guys, absolutely. It can happen. It can happen. It can happen. Football's changed a lot of goals for George. I would say that. But one thing I would say is that I believe in what Ruben Amorim's philosophy is. I believe that he can make it work, but he's going to need time to make it work. And when it does work, we will have a unique system that no one can play, and teams will struggle to play against it. You know what I mean? That's the key, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, what Man United are doing is that they will have this unique system that only Man United play, that will be from the academy all the way down to the first team. And when they sign players, they're going to sign players that suit that system. You know what I mean? So we will be after this player and that player, whilst other teams will be after that player and that player, because we want players to suit the system. And that is what it is all about. And this is something that we have lacked for years. We haven't had players that suit systems. We only purchase players with names, and we look at them. Oh, he's a good player. Let's bring him in. You know, Falcao, let's bring him in. Di Maria, let's bring him in. Good players. But do they fit Man United? And that is obviously the difference, obviously, of course. Guys, the normal one, what would be your game plan at Anfield? Park the bus and Liverpool fast or hard on the counter? Do United? I think what Man United need to do, they still play the 3-4-2-1, but Man United need to play a defensive line 3-4-2-1, leave it to a 5 in the defense, keep it very, very tight. When it gets to around 60, 70 minutes, start putting the brakes, start going into second gear. We start off in like a sort of a slow, like pedestrian, tight, narrow sort of team, of course, guys, so that Liverpool can't breathe, basically. And then when it gets to 60, 70 minutes, maybe, look, I wouldn't be opposed to playing less attacking players, you know what I mean? And then, you know what, then 60 minutes coming on, bring on a Garnacho, someone like that. You know what I mean? And then start moving the game forward in the 60th minute, 70th minute, nick it, grab it. Put Liverpool, because if it gets to 56, if it gets to 60, 70 minutes, let's say, and it's 0-0, and then Man United start to say, okay, we're in this game still. We can win this game. You know what happens? Anxiety starts to creep in, even with the best of teams. Anxiety starts to creep in. And then, you know what happens is that you can grab a goal, and it can happen, guys. That's what can happen. And, you know, I hope something like that happens. Absolutely. Diego Lin, an absolute unit at 17. Looks like he's ready for the Premier League. I think he is, Easton. He'll be an absolute steal next season. Watch next season. Watch this space. All being well, he will be a brilliant signing for Man United. That's the sort of signings Man United need, of course. Big up, Randy. Big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much, my friend, for joining me, Randy. Thank you, everyone who's joined me, of course, guys. United winning 2-1 or 3-2 if it goes ahead. I go 1-0 Man United. I go 1-0 Man United. 1-0 Man United. Man United score late on. 0-0. Man United score late on. That is what I'm going for, guys. Call me delusional. It could be 0-0, but I'm going with a 1-0 Man United, guys. Absolutely. Absolutely, guys. Guys, thank you, everyone who's joined me today, of course. Even the people who are trying to be annoying. I do have to shut them down sometimes. Apologize for that. But you know what? It has to be at the end of the day. You know what? When you get some pipsqueak from somewhere far away who tells me that, you know what, I'm just a content creator when I've been a Man United supporter for 40 years. You know what I mean? It's a bit stupid, isn't it, at the end of the day? But you know what? It is what it is. You can't get, you know what? You can't buy intelligence at the end of the day. If people follow me on Twitter, they know me anyway. So the pictures I posted and stuff like that. But everyone, I want to thank everyone for joining me. You're absolute legends regardless. And I thank you, everyone. Goes to George. If we were Amorim, I would play clips of United defeats by Liverpool all week on the loop, and you'll never walk alone. Get them used to it. I mean, yeah. And at the end of the day, you know what? Try and rev them up for the game. Say, look at them. Look at Liverpool. They're laughing at you. They're laughing at you. Look at Liverpool. They're laughing at you. Are you going to take that? Are you going to let Liverpool laugh at you? You know what I mean? So here in our 11 is going on alone. Here in our 11 is going on loan. The whole 11, that would be good, isn't it, Rasta? That'd be absolutely, mate, good, isn't it? The whole 11, of course, guys. Absolutely. Guys, thank you for joining me. I'll be back later on today for the watch along, of course, guys. Man United against Liverpool. Watch along. Should it go ahead, guys? There will be no chat box today if it goes ahead. Of course, my friends, I will be live at 4 o'clock UK time for the Liverpool game, guys. 8 o'clock my time, of course, a bit later, of course. But guys, thank you everyone for joining me. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. And please don't forget to smash a like on the video. You're absolute legends. Thank you everyone for joining me. Big up the people who truly love the channel. And you know what? No secret agendas. Thank you everyone. Take it easy, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you later. Up the Reds. Let's go. Take it easy. Peace.